It was a crisp Saturday morning when I decided to tackle the annual spring cleaning. My wife, Elena, had left early for another of her weekend seminars, or so she said. With dust cloth and vacuum in hand, I wandered through the silent house, a soft playlist humming in the background. "Today's the day, old house," I muttered, patting the aged oak of our bookshelf. The living room surrendered its dust without much fight, and the kitchen gleamed by mid-morning. Feeling productive, I ventured into the depths of our bedroom, the sanctuary we shared, or so I had believed. I started with the closets, methodically organizing and deciding the fate of forgotten garments. As I shuffled shoes and boxed up old hats, a gleam caught my eye from Elena's side of the closet. It was unusual, tucked away behind a row of winter boots, a small, gift-wrap box. Curiosity nudged me forward. The wrapping was elegant, silver paper with a blue ribbon, meticulous and untouched. My name wasn't on it. It wasn't my birthday, nor our anniversary. A cold thread of suspicion wove through me. I untied the ribbon, the silk slipping through my fingers like water. Inside, nestled on a cushion of velvet, lay a bracelet, simple yet exquisite. The engraving on it read, "Only yours," in delicate script. My heart stuttered, a gift surely meant for a lover, and evidently not for me. The day's brightness dimmed. I sat there, on the cold floor, the bracelet heavy in my hand. The silence of the house roared in my ears. "Whose is this, Elena?" I whispered to the empty room, the walls offering no answers. My phone buzzed on the bedside table, shattering the quiet. It was a message from Elena, a check-in, a heart emoji followed by "I miss you." "How's the cleaning going?" I stared at the screen, then back to the bracelet. Typing with trembling fingers, I asked, "Found a gift in your closet." "Who's it from?" The dots danced on the screen before her reply came. "A gift?" "Oh, I don't know. Maybe a mix-up?" "We'll talk later, love." But it wasn't a mix-up. I needed answers, and I knew exactly where to start. Her boss, Richard, always too friendly, too personal in his affections towards Elena at company parties. I dialed his number before my courage could falter. "Hello, Richard? This is Mike. Elena's husband." "Ah, Mike. How can I help?" "I found something interesting today," I started, my voice colder than I intended. "A bracelet. Engraved with 'Only yours.' Any idea why you'd give such a personal gift to my wife?" The line was silent, a held breath. Then, a careful, "Mike, I think we should talk in person. There's been a misunderstanding." "No need," I cut in, the plan forming, sharp and vengeful. "I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye, Richard." The call ended with a click. Rage and betrayal churned within me as I stood, clutching the bracelet. Elena's deceit was clear, and her secret shattered our decade of trust. I would ruin her, expose her lies. She would not get away with this betrayal. Monday arrives with a tempest brewing in my chest. The drive to Elena's office is a blur, my grip tight on the steering wheel. The early morning sun does little to ease the chill inside me. I park haphazardly and stride into the building, the weight of the bracelet in my pocket a constant reminder of betrayal. The receptionist, a young woman with bright red hair, looks up as I approach. "Can I help you?" "I need to see Richard." "It's urgent," I say, my voice firm. She hesitates, then nods, picking up the phone. Moments later, she gestures toward the elevators. "He'll see you now. Floor 15, you now." Ride feels like an ascent to judgment. The doors open to a plush corridor, and I follow the signs to Richard's office, my heart hammering. Richard stands as I enter, his office expansive, the view of the city sprawling behind him. "Mike, please, sit down." "I'd rather stand," I reply, coldly. I pull out the bracelet, holding it up. "Explain this." Richard's eyes flicker to the bracelet, then back to me. His composure slips for a moment, revealing uncertainty. "Mike, this isn't what you think." "Save it," I cut him off. You're her boss. You should be mentoring her, not giving her. I wave the bracelet, unable to finish. Mike, I can explain. Richard starts, his voice steady. There was a group gift purchase from all of us at the office. It was meant to be from everyone. The engraving, it was a mistake, supposed to be a joke about the project they just finished, which was called Only Yours. A pause stretches between us. I scrutinize his face, looking for any sign of deceit. He seems sincere, but the seed of doubt is deeply planted. At that moment, the door opens, and Elena walks in, surprise etching her features. Mike? What are you doing here? I thrust the bracelet towards her. Care to explain? Elena's gaze falls on the bracelet, then shifts to Richard, confusion apparent. It was a gift from the team, Mike. For the project. I didn't realize it looked. Her voice trails off, her eyes pleading for understanding. The room spins with half-truths and possibilities. Why didn't you just say that? I demand, the anger in my voice echoing off the walls. I didn't think it was important. It was just a silly gift, she stammers. Richard interjects, Mike, I assure you, it was an innocent mistake. Perhaps we can all sit down and discuss this calmly? The offer hangs in the air, heavy and unwanted. I look between them, the betrayal still gnawing at me despite their explanations. No, I decide, the word sharp and final. This isn't over. I turn and leave, the bracelet still in my hand, their calls fading behind me. As I reach the elevator, a new resolve forms. I need undeniable proof. Either I will uncover the lie, or I will confirm the innocence they claim. The investigation has just begun. After leaving the office building, I drive aimlessly, my mind racing. The half-hearted explanations from Richard and Elena gnaw at me. Their story doesn't fully add up, and the burning need for the truth propels me forward. Finally, I pull over near a small cafe. I need a plan. If I'm to uncover the truth, I must investigate like a detective, meticulously and objectively. I take out my phone and begin listing everyone close to Elena who might know something. Her colleagues, friends, even her sister Mara could unwittingly hold a piece of this puzzle. I start with Mara, dialing her number. She answers on the second ring. Hey, Mike. What's up? Mara, I need to ask you something important, I say, my voice tense. Have you noticed anything unusual about Elena lately? Anyone new around her or strange behaviors? There's a pause, and I can almost hear Mara's brow furrowing. No, not really. She's been busy with work, but that's about it. Why? Is everything okay? I hesitate, not wanting to spread my suspicions without more evidence. Just checking on her. Thanks, Mara. I hang up and glance back at my list. Next, I decide to visit her office under a different pretense. I need to see her interactions firsthand. Tuesday morning finds me at Elena's workplace once more, this time with coffee and pastries, a peace offering and a guise to observe unnoticed. The same receptionist smiles as I approach. Oh, what's all this? She asks, eyeing the treats. Just bringing some goodies for Elena and her team. I also wanted to apologize to Richard for the misunderstanding yesterday, I lie smoothly. That's sweet of you. I'll let them know you're here. I nod, setting down the pastries and coffee in the break room, my eyes scanning the area. I linger, watching as Elena's colleagues gather, chatting amiably. Elena arrives last, her expression guarded as she sees me. Mike? What are you doing here? She whispers, pulling me aside. Just wanted to smooth things over, I reply, watching her closely. Where's Richard? He's in a meeting, she answers quickly, perhaps too quickly. I nod, pretending to be satisfied. I'll wait. As I stand there, observing, I overhear snippets of conversations. Laughs, casual exchanges, nothing unusual. Yet, the tension in Elena's posture tells another story. Richard finally emerges, his face schooled into a neutral expression. He spots me and pauses, his smile forced. "Mike, this is a surprise," he comments as he approaches. "Just wanted to clear the air," I say, extending the peace offering of pastries. "We appreciate it," he responds, his tone polite but distant. I stay for a while longer, watching the dynamics, the forced smiles, and the overly casual touches. Nothing overt, but my gut screams that there's more beneath the surface. Leaving the office, I decide my next step. Surveillance. If words won't reveal their secrets, perhaps actions will. I need visual proof, something undeniable. The drive home is filled with a grim determination. I will find the truth, no matter how it's hidden. The investigation isn't just about a possible affair anymore, it's about uncovering a facade that might have masked my reality for too long. The week drags on, each day stretching longer as I put my plan into action. Surveillance cameras discreetly placed, a few well-timed follow-ups, and my phone filled with tracking apps. It feels like I'm living in a spy novel, except the stakes are my own fractured reality. On Thursday, I get an alert on my phone, a motion detected at the office after hours. I'm nearby, having decided to stake out in a coffee shop across the street. My heart races as I cross the road, peering through the dimly lit windows of Elena's office building. The lights are on in Richard's office. Creeping inside, I head toward the light, the soft murmur of voices guiding me. Richard's door is slightly ajar. I press my ear against the gap, my breath held. Really need to sort this out before it blows up even more. Richard's voice is tense, urgent. "I know, but I can't believe Mike would go this far." "Spying on me?" "It's insane," Elena replies, her voice laced with distress. I push the door open, stepping into the office. Both Elena and Richard turn, shock evident on their faces. "Spying? You think that's what this is about?" I challenge, stepping forward, my voice a mix of anger and pain. "Mike, listen," Elena starts, but I raise my hand to stop her. "No, I've listened enough. Now it's time for the truth. All of it, I demand." Richard looks at Elena, then back at me. He takes a deep breath, his demeanor changing. "Mike, there has been a misunderstanding, but not like you think." "What does that mean?" I ask, my patience wearing thin. "It's not an affair," Elena interjects quickly. "I've been organizing a surprise for you, with Richard's help." "A surprise?" I echo, incredulous. "Yes," Richard explains, "Elena has been planning to buy you a share in this company. She wanted to secure a future for you, for both of you." My confusion deepens, and I turn to Elena. "Why all the secrecy?" "Because I wanted it to be a surprise, something big for our anniversary next month." "But when you found the bracelet, everything just spiraled out of control," she says, her eyes pleading for understanding. I stand there, dumbfounded, the pieces clicking into place, the late nights, the secretive calls, all part of a ruse for a different purpose. "But why the engraving only yours?" I ask, the last piece of the puzzle. "That was meant for you, from me, because you would be the only owner besides me here," she explains. "Richard thought it would be a symbolic gift, representing your share." I feel the room spin as the weight of my accusations and actions hits me. I don't know what to say. "Say you'll forgive me for the secrets, and let's move past this." Elena steps forward, her hand reaching out for mine. I look at her hand, then at her face, a face I've loved for over a decade, now marred by my mistrust. The realization that my actions, fueled by doubt, have hurt us both, is overwhelming. "I need time," I say, pulling away. "I need to think." Elena nods, her face falling slightly. "I understand. Take all the time you need." I leave the office, the night air cold against my flushed skin. The drive home is a blur, my mind wrestling with the night's revelations. The hatred I felt, fueled by suspicion, has dissipated, replaced by a profound regret for not trusting the woman I loved. In the days that follow, the distance between us grows. Despite her attempts to bridge the gap, the trust we once shared has been shattered by my actions. In the end, it is not betrayal by infidelity that parts us, but the betrayal of trust and the shadows of doubt that linger too long in the heart. Months later, we part ways, not with anger, but with a mutual sadness for what might have been. The deception was mine, and the price, our shared future.